All right, so again, this week is all about thinking about how we learn and trying to maximize the time that we have. So this is a really brief slideshow. This is about promoting deep and lasting learning. And my hope is that we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about this in class on Thursday as well. So really, what is deep and lasting learning? It's this idea that we have prior learning, and then we want to make certain that we build on that through the quality of how we process the information. So how are we taking that in? So is it visual? Is it auditory? Are we hands-on? Are we doing that combination of the things that will go with their learning styles? And then also how much information is coming at us at a given point in time. If we're overloaded, we're not going to take in nearly as much. So it's about balancing that. So quality and quantity will have a role in this. So one thing that you want to think about as you do your journal this week is really, what is active learning to you? Sitting in front of your computer, listening to me twice a week isn't active learning. It's how you engage with the material after the fact so that you can come back and ask me those questions, or I can point things out to you. And if it were just as easy just to open up your head and dump stuff in, we would have been doing that. But at this point, as adult learners, you need to somehow engage really with this to make the most out of your time. So one thing that you can play around with on within the journal this week is thinking about whether you're a day versus a night person, and this may impact when are you going to be your most effective. When should you be studying? When shouldn't you be studying, for that matter? There are times when it's just good to put the stuff away and come back to it, but you've got to give yourself enough space and time to do that as well. Now, also, the one thing that you're going to come up against is this issue of stress in your life. When you're in college, especially, you have to be able to give full attention to what you're doing in college. But we know that all of these other issues are impacting you. Personal life, friends, family, jobs, whatever that might be. So how can you actually do that? And so some of this is about recognizing what stress is in your life and what can you control as well. So if we have enough time, what I'd like to be able to do in class is to really think about ways that we can reduce stress in our lives. What are those things that really would help us out in terms of, maybe it's sharing information with other people. Maybe it's just having a set plan, having a calendar in front of you, and then really considering what kind of support do you need? Do you need people support? Do you need app support? And so all of this goes over what we've been talking about really these first few 2-3 weeks about managing your own student self so you can get the most out of all of these things. So more conversation in class, but have fun with this journal, really start digging in and then thinking about controlling those ideas and giving really strong specifics when you're in your journal. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you in class.